hey, what's up? I was supposed to start at 4, and then Facebook straight up was like, no, we cannot start your broadcast. I was like, what in the hell? So Facebook was trying to win, but that wasn't happening today, so I pulled out the win, even though I am a little late. So what's up, y'all? I was talking to a bunch of people about 2019, especially people who want to be speakers, right? And so we've been talking about 2019 and what do they need to do to make not only their new year, but it's a whole new decade, y'all. It's the third decade of the century. So how do you make this whole new century this whole new decade, your decade, not just the next year, right? How do you ensure that all the stuff that you've invested in and all the things you've done mean something? So today I'm actually doing a very special Facebook Live. This one is completely different from the other ones that I've done. This one is a little bit more special because I'm going to go into the 3 things that you got to have, like, seriously laid down. What's up? What's up, Monet? You have to have these things seriously laid down for your 2020 to be rock solid. And here's the thing. You can't wait until New Year's Eve to be like, oh, I think I'm going to do it now. Because by the time you get there, people who are in my family group, people who I work with, oh, we started working on it already. So by the time January 8th gets here, we're making money. In fact, we're doing a 2020 challenge. See, I know a lot of coaches do a lot of stuff and I'm not talking about them, but I'm going to tell you right now, we're doing a 2020 challenge so that we can actually chase 20 people are chasing $5 million. 20 people. See, I don't just talk about being badass. We do things so that we are badass. So thank you for the love, Monet. So what I want you to do is, if you're watching this right now and you know someone who's a speaker, who's pretending that they're always on fire and they're not, or what's up, Patricia, or people who want to be on fire as a speaker and they're looking for, like, what is it, the thing that I'm missing? This is the video they should be watching, because I'm going to give you guys some deets that I usually only reserve for people who are in my High Profit Zone family member group. So you guys see that I don't do as many Facebook Lives here. I'm giving all that content now to my family members. So this is a giveaway. So what I need you to do is grab your pens and papers. Literally grab them. I am going to give you information that is going to, that you're going to need to take notes on. I need 30 seconds. Give me 1 second, not even 30. I needed to make sure that I had some glasses so that way when y'all notes come in, I could actually see it, because y'all know I can't see. Y'all know I can't see. Okay, Monet says she's ready to write, and that's all that matters. All right, so here we go. Go ahead and share. Do me a favor, share it now, because Facebook only allows me to tag so many people, and then after that, it shuts me down. So share it for me, because honestly, I can only share it with so many people. So if I tagged you, it's because I kind of thought that maybe it would be something you'd be interested in. If I didn't tag you, it's not that I hate you. Don't think that. But do share this. Please share this video. Like, share it now so we can get other people watching it. It's something that people are asking me for. So share it now, and I'm going to do this. So here we go. What's up, Kay? How you doing, Kelly? That's my girl. All right. So are you sick and tired of being on the hamster wheel associated with the speaking business? Or do you feel like you're chasing gigs, like you're just chasing gigs and you're running for your life, but you're not getting anywhere? And now you're sitting right here, you're watching this video and you're like, bypass, right? Because how many times you see a Facebook Live with somebody come on, you be like, boop, sloop, slide, keep going, right? You just swiping left. And you're tired of watching videos like this because you're promised that you're going to get some information, and you promised yourself you weren't going to watch another one because at the end of the day, you don't get what you need. I try my best not to do that. I try my best not to waste your time. So that means that today, right here, right now on this video, I got to make sure it's worth your time, and I have to show you the Rosetta Stone that I use to turn my business into a high profit speaking business. The same Rosetta Stone that I teach my clients, right? So, and I work with them. Like, you know what? I hate to say it because it's one of those things where I can't even tell you how much I really give a shit about the people I work with. Like, for real, for real. That's why I call my group, I don't have a group, I have a family. And when they succeed, it just fills my heart. And when they don't succeed, it breaks my heart. And I go in for anything that they need. I don't care. It could be personal. It could be professional. They know that. They could pick up the phone and call me. And so I'm going to share with you the Rosetta Stone between your expertise in a high profit speaking business, the same Rosetta Stone that I teach my clients so that they can create real momentum. Listen, we're going into a new decade. You do not have to struggle. You really, really don't. So we want to, thanks, Kelly. So we want to make sure that you're not struggling. We want to create that momentum. And what you need to create real momentum, like you can't create real momentum on a ground that isn't solid, right? You can't run really fast on a rocky surface. So what we want to do is I want to show you the rocky surface that you need so that you can get ROI from all the other shiny shit that you've invested in. And you know the shiny shit that y'all have invested in already, right? You invested in your website, your demo reel, your one sheet, your headshots, all those podcast interviews, and every little other social media trick that has not paid off. And now you want to bring all those puzzle pieces together so that they're not all over the place and you can create a solid picture for your business. I get it. So let's get that. Let's get after it right now. All right. But before we get after it, let's do a really, really, really quick assessment. All right. Super fast assessment. So all you have to do is count the number of times you say yes. That's it. All you have to do during this assessment right now is you don't have to tell me what you said yes to. It's okay. I just want you to count the number of times you said yes. That's it. All right. That's pretty easy. Just 1, 2. You can even use your own hand. It's only going to be, I think it's either 9 or 10 questions. All right. Here's the first one. Not enough people are buying your speech, your book, or your online program. Not enough people are buying it. Seriously. 1, 2, is that a yes? If that's a yes, then I don't care if you're like, well, I have 20 people buying it. Whether 20 people, hold on, my Mac unplugged. Whether 20 people bought it, I just got a notification. It's like, hey, your stuff is going to die. Whether I got to, make sure the phone's working. Whether 20 people are buying and you wanted 50, or whether 500 people are buying and you wanted 1,000. Are enough people buying your online program? Right? If they're not, count it. Okay, next one. Your back of the room sales. So you're doing back of the room sales and they could be better, but you don't know exactly how to make them better. If that's true, then yes. You're having a hard time communicating exactly what you do for your client. In fact, most times you have to explain it. Right? And by the way, saying, well, I'm a speaker is not enough. And if you have to explain it, this is what I mean. I help experts get financial freedom from corporate colonization. If your answer is too much longer than that, then it's probably too long. Okay. Finding paying gigs is a painful process that takes you entirely too long. You may even have tried to outsource it. Is that true? Count it. You spend way too much time responding to RFPs and call for speakers only to find out that they don't pay if you get a response at all. If you stop selling right now, you stop selling right now, you could not live on your next 6 months worth of speaking income. Your value proposition has a lot of pretty words. I mean, it sounds real cute, but it doesn't really tell people why the hell they want to work with you. If that's true, give me a yes. You think that you have to be a big name and a known entity and a power player before you earn big bucks. My favorite is when people are like, but everybody knows you. No, they don't know me. Like, stop saying you know me. And like a couple other people know me. Nobody knows me. Like, I'm not in the mall going, ooh, I got to cover up. That's not happening. People don't know me, right? But a lot of people believe that you have to be a known entity and a power player before you earn big bucks. If you believe that, then yes. You feel like you got to speak for free, and you may have, and do a lot of free engagements for exposure, and you got to do them everywhere just to get started. And finally, you are joining contests like Toastmasters, and you're joining all these other little things in order to nail your speeches, because you think that if you join Toastmasters or get someone to write a great speech for you or become a great speaker, that you're going to make a whole bunch of money. If you believe that, write yes. Okay. All I need you to do right now is in comments, write down the number of times you said yes. That's it. I think the max is 10. I think I did 10 questions, but I ain't going to own that. I think it was 10. Right? But how many times, don't be afraid, how many times did you put yes? Was it 5 times? Was it 3 times? Was it 20 times? Which would be hard because there's only like 10 questions. How many times did you put yes? Now, if you put yes greater than 3 times, guess what? You're like most speakers. Monet said too many times to count, right? Right? Who is that? Tracy, you put 1. So you're fine. You're good. You don't even have to watch. Keep it moving. So you're making all the money you want. You're crushing it in your business. You know exactly who you talk about. Your ideal client is chasing you down. You're making a bunch of money. You're good. You're great. You don't have to worry about this. Patricia Allen said 5. Okay. Here's the thing. Those little outside things, those outliers that you're dealing with, those frustrations and pain points are not the core challenge for your speaker business. They're not your core challenge at all, right? So people who have a core challenge usually talk about not getting the rate that they want to get. They're not earning $10,000 or more. They have less than 30 engagements on their calendar per year. They're spending a lot of time looking for engagements. People don't know exactly what they talk about, or what they talk about is so obscure. People have no idea why they would hire them. They don't know how they would use it. But once you fix all these outliers, right, all these frustrations, once you fix the core, all these frustrations will fall away. So the goal is to fix the core. That's what we want to do. And right here, right now, I'm going to help you fix it. That's why you need the pen and paper, because I want to help you fix that core. Because if you fix the core, all those outliers and those shiny things will fall away. Now, who am I? Because I never introduced myself, of course. My name is Donna St. Louis, and I am an international keynote speaker. You can go look at my Facebook feed. I'm an author. I'm also the CEO of High Profit Zone. But this is not where I started at all. I ran a 9-figure business intelligence company for 12, almost 13 years. And then I retired into speaking because, quite honestly, I was asked to do so. I was one of those CEOs that was under 40 and really successful, running a $250 million business that I founded. But what happened was that fizzled, right? That shine had fizzled, and I had no idea what to do. I didn't know what to do. So I did what everybody else does. I got the VAs, I got the sales pros, I got the demo video, I got the website, I got the one sheet, and every single solitary class you could think of. I even invested $5,000 in a 1-day boot camp to learn the entire speaking business, again, in a day. It felt like I was being waterboarded with content. It was a long, drawn out, harsh day. And then I would do the ultimate. I would speak for free, which a lot of people who claim that their business is doing amazingly well, this is what they do. They go and speak for free. They brag everywhere that they speak for free and that they do stuff on the news and they do stuff in the media and all this other stuff. And then what's really happening is they're paying all their expenses and they're not being paid to get on stage. And so they're paying for their travel, they're paying for their expenses, they're speaking for free, or as I like to call it, hustling backwards. And then what they're doing is they're spending all this money to cover it up, but they're not telling anyone they're speaking for free. You know how I found this out, by the way? I went and I started following a lot of these events that these people were speaking at, and then I would call the event planner, and the event planner would tell me that they didn't pay their speakers. And I was like, oh, what do you get them? They're like, we give them a conference registration. And I was like, wait, what? So I found this out after I started doing it. It costs a lot of money to pretend to be successful. It really does. So I backed away from the business for a full year. And so what I found out my issue is that I was treating speaking like, I wasn't treating it like a business, but I was treating it rather like a gig chasing event. So I was on this hamster wheel of chasing gigs. That's what I was doing. That's not what I do today. Today, I'm an international speaker delivering to some of the top companies in the world and associations all over the place. I am one of those people who does break the glass ceiling, get through the door, and then deliver epicness to some really, really big audiences. But I had to do work to get there. Now what I do is I share my lessons with people like you so you don't have to waste 5 years of money, time, and energy failing their way forward, hoping that you're going to accidentally fall on the right path. That's not what we do. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump into the finding it out and getting after it part. All right, here we go. So number one, here's our big number one. So if you haven't shared this video yet, this is your time to share it, because here's the number one. So number one, the very first thing you have to do is get clarity. If you are not running a 6 or 7 figure business, it is because of the lack of clarity. Most of my clients, when they first come to me, are really extremely foggy. Let me give you a couple of examples of where this happens. They go and create an offering to who they think their ideal market is in regards to what they think their ideal market wants, but they never actually survey them first to find out. They just go, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to charge this much, and I'm going to solve this problem, but they never ask if that's what their ideal client wants. They make an assumption based on their own wants, desires, and needs. So one of my clients, her name is Julie Creffield, and she created a global brand called Too Fat to Run, and had built a formidable tribe of women who wanted to feel great about themselves while they were getting fit. And she actually started kind of as like a joke, right? But what she was really doing was she was having a hard time monetizing her expertise, which she thought was the Too Fat to Run brand. During our Flash of Inspiration call, Julie shared that when she was little, she got all the kids in her neighborhood to help her start a library in her basement. I think Kelly was at this conversation, right? And then she showed how she had this entire group that was in London that helped with the London Olympics. And then she shared all these other stories about how she consistently got people together and she built these really strong groups that worked together towards a goal. During our Flash of Inspiration call and then our ongoing coaching, I explained to Julie that her brand, Too Fat to Run, was fantastic. But her real expertise was that she could monetize tribe building because she was a natural tribe builder. See, that's the one thing about your clarity. Your clarity is what you do best, what you do naturally. See, her unique value was that she could show businesses, entrepreneurs, and associations how to build and monetize a loyal tribe of followers. Within 30 days, I am not kidding you, and let me tell you something. I know this is going to sound like a bullshit number, and I swear to you, it is not. Within 30 days, Julie left on June 16th. She was home January 16th. She had her website up and running by January 30th. By March 1st, she had 23 new customers that was excited to build tribes. She is still running tribebuildernetwork.com. I am not kidding you. It is absolutely amazing. But what she did was she got clear not only on what her expertise was, but who she was. That's where the clarity comes in. Your expertise isn't just that great thing you do. It's that great thing you do from your soul. You do it naturally. When we went and took her test and looked at what her triggers were, it tied directly into her triggers. And so for her, once she got clarity, the girl skyrocketed. So that's your number one. You have to get clarity. Today, Julie is a keynote speaker who runs a premium program called Tribe Builder Network, and it's truly dedicated to building, engaging, and monetizing a high profit customer base. So that's your number one. You have to do that. And it's not just the thing you do for your clients, it's the thing that you do for your clients that you've done successfully for yourself as well. Number two is your message. Your message matters so much. Now, most experts struggle to create a clear and concise message that matters most to the people that they want to attract. A good example is Jeff Ram. Jeff is a super close friend and colleague who used to do a lot of speaking on marketing. The big clients didn't need him because marketing was a department that they already had. They already had people who were super smart marketers, right? And the little clients couldn't afford what he had to offer. So he was kind of in this little mixed bag where he has his expertise, but the people who needed it couldn't afford it, and the people who wanted it couldn't afford it, and the people who needed it didn't think they needed it because they already had those people. During our Flash of Inspiration call, I discovered that Jeff's experience in marketing centered around delivering epic customer service. Think about that. He was thinking that his expertise was marketing, but marketing was actually just the vehicle that he used to help people identify how to create epic customer service. Jeff had the secret weapon to coming up with no-cost and low-cost ways to deliver celebrity service, but he was leading with the wrong message. Once we moved celebrity service out front, Jeff's name became synonymous with epic customer service, and his phone rang off the hook. The boy is a badass. The mind blower was that it was fast, kind of like Julie. Like Julie figured hers out. 30 days later, the girl had 23 clients. With Jeff, it was the same thing. We went and modified his website, and all of a sudden, his message jumped out front. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're probably like Jeff, and you're probably like Julie. Like you're super close, like you're right there to your message. You're really close, but because you're so close, you're having a really hard time seeing it. And what you're looking for is a magic bullet. And there is no magic bullet. You actually need to get in line with someone who's going to help you see it, because you can't see it. So you got to get someone on the outside that you trust. And here's the other thing. If you were really stupid, like really stupid, this would be way easier because you'd only have one thing to offer. But because you're smart, you have so many things to offer. And what you're really struggling with is not necessarily knowing what you have to offer, it's knowing who you are. That's what you need to really tie together for this to work. You know, I just spoke for Microsoft, and the number one reason that Microsoft hired me is because they said, you're authentic and you know who you are, and we want people to see the power of that authenticity. Knowing who you are matters so much. When you can tie it into if you can get clear on what that is and how that ties into your expertise, and then create a message, you're already 2/3 of the way through, okay? All right, so now we have number 3. Number 3 is the hardest one for people to get their mind around. I am going to try to help you do this right now with the mindset shift. Number 3 is sell a premium program. It takes just as long to sell a Hyundai as it takes to sell a Porsche. It does. In fact, you'll spend more money on marketing than you'll spend on something cheap than you will on something expensive. There are more Hyundai commercials than there are Porsche commercials. And you can go look that up. There are. And they spend more money marketing a Hyundai than they spend marketing a Porsche. And the margins in marketing buying a Hyundai are much lower than they are in a Porsche. And the reason for this is simple. People spend as little as they can on things that they need, but they spend as much as they want on things that they want. Think about that one more time. People spend less on things that they need and more on things that they want. What does it say? Once you have your material as ordered, speaker book. What is that? What is that, Jen Reb Gal? Your silver bullet is speaker club calendar. I don't know what that is. Anyway, so that's the thing. You always have to remember that. And if you know that people spend less on things that they need, like you're not spending more for electricity. You just pay your electric bill. You just want your lights to be on. You don't spend extra for that, right? You don't spend more for electricity. You just spend exactly what they ask because it's something that you need. But I bet you spent a lot on those shoes or on those holiday gifts or whatever. You spend more on things that you want. We spend more money on holiday time because there is things that we want. So you spend less on things that you need. If you know that about yourself and your buyer, then what people are selling, and they're selling it improperly, is that they're selling their programs for cheap. So I'm going to give you an example. I had this one girl that I was working with a couple of years ago. Her name was Jessica Lamb. And she decided that she was going to do a 2.5 to 3 day boot camp. And it was going to be for 50 people. And it was going to be for $9.97. Now, this sounds amazing. She's going to make 50 grand, right? But to get those 50 people, she had to have 300 conversations. Not 300 conversations. She had way more leads and people who looked than that. So she had to have 300 conversations. And she had to do a ton of marketing. And she had to nail the sales page, which is way tougher than it looks. And she had to get her sales copy completely nailed down from something that was repulsive to something that actually converted. It is a maddening process that requires a ton of testing and even more traffic. All of these things cost lots of money and they take lots of time. Plus, people who typically buy lower end offers are in a position of need. So they are looking for a magic bullet and expect you to be a magician. That's the problem. People are legitimately expecting you to put on a superhero cape and come in and save them when you sell things for cheap. Jessica wanted to start doing her boot camps monthly. She wanted to make $50,000 a month. That was her goal. So she said, I'll just do these boot camps monthly. But 300 calls meant that she had to have 10 calls per day, and a call on average took her an hour. This meant that at the end of the day, she was going to have to work 10 hours a day for 30 days a month. When in the hell was she going to be able to do the boot camp? We showed her that by the time she got to her second or third boot camp, that she would only be able to get 10 people into it if she kept up at that pace. It was mathematically impossible. So we went and changed everything to get Jessica to the financial goal that she wanted to. This meant that she was going to have less clients, less work, but more revenue per person. And this is what we did. So this is a question I want you to ask yourself. If your customer wasn't broke, if they weren't desperate, if they weren't in dire straits, and if they were absolutely fine, but with a tiny tweak from you, they would get from great to epic, what would that tweak be? Think about it. Let me say it one more time. If your customer wasn't broke or desperate or in dire straits, and if they were absolutely fine, but with some tweaks from you, they would get from great to epic, how would you help them? The answer is the difference between chasing broke prospects with no money or savvy prospects who recognize that a valuable investment will get them to the next level. So what we did for Jessica was the first time she went out, we raised her rates from $9.97 to $3,500. Oh, it freaked her out. Then we went from $3,500 to $5,500. So by the time she got to her third one, she was at $5,500 per person. Now, after that, we now had a new target market. We had a new target market and we helped her with sales training. Sorry, somebody called me. I thought I had this on Do Not Disturb. We helped her with sales training. So this meant that Jessica didn't need to speak to 6 people to get 1 sale. She really only had to speak to 3 people. That was it. And instead of trying to squeeze 50 people into a boot camp, we targeted between 25 and 30. That was it. Jessica ended up selling 27 and earned $135,000 in a boot camp. It was $85,000 over her other boot camp. With upsells, she ended up at around $160,000. She still does these to this day. Now, instead of doing them monthly, she does them 4 times a year. That with an average of about 30 people per boot camp in her first year. This means that Jessica can offer more value because she can give people more time helping them reach their goals by just doing them 4 times a year. So what she does is she speaks regularly, and her back of the room offer is a $5,500 back of the room offer. Sometimes she gives discounts, and so it's a $4,000 back of the room offer. But it is a hell of a lot better than that $20 book that people are offering. And she does this often. So what she does is she does her boot camp and she speaks. And then she does her boot camp and she speaks. And then she does her boot camp, she speaks, and then she has ongoing coaching. So she's not just a speaker, she's running a full-fledged speaking business. Right now, I think she's doing about 1.5 million a year because she has this cycle of speaking, boot camps, and then she does coaching. That's a huge difference over the $50,000 that she was trying to get per month that she wasn't going to be able to get. So you might be thinking right now, okay, but what in the world of Alabama collard greens did she put in her copy to make that magic happen? Like, for real, what did she do? Well, here's the thing. This is what you need to know. Write this down, pay close attention, and if you hear me after I want you to give me some love if you understand me. People aren't paying for your time. They are not paying for your speech. They're not paying for your expertise, your credentials, your program, your downloadables, your deliverables, your content, or even your solution. They are paying for transformative results. That's what they're paying for. Results are what you get when you get what you want. I want groceries delivered to my house, so I get groceries. That's just results. Transformative results are when you get the kind of results that change your mindset, they change your actions, and they change your ongoing outcomes. So instead of just getting groceries, I want the kind of groceries that will help me make healthier choices, eat healthier food, and have a healthier lifestyle. Those are transformative results. High-end clients, premium clients want transformative results that are so real that they have an ongoing impact. That's what they want. And so do yours. That's what your clients want. Which is why when I work with my clients, we get first to the root of what is keeping them from building a 6 or 7 figure business by look at what is keeping their clients from moving forward. What is keeping your clients from transforming their lives, and how can you help your clients make that transformation? Those are transformative results, and those are who you are naturally, what you naturally give. See, your expertise doesn't lie in just what you do best. It lies in what you do that delivers a transformation to your clients. We start by getting in there and looking and getting you into the marketplace. So we uncover who you authentically are, tie that in directly with your expertise, which creates that clarity, help you put together a marketing message, and then our number one goal is to get you on stage. Because if I can get you on stage, then I can help you design your path, your 7-point path to 7 figures that helps you create a tribe of ideal clients and keep them. When your client wins, when each one of your clients win, your tribe wins. When your tribe wins, you actually create momentum. When you create momentum, people want to be a part of your tribe. They want the experience. They want to experience the transformation of being in a tribe of winners. By the way, my tribe, and you've heard me say it before, they're called the family, right? And when they come up, you'll see me go, "What's up, Pam? #fam. What's up with my family?" I'm always saying hi to my family because these are the people that I work with to give them transformative results. Not just to get them on stage, but to help them build a 7-point path to 7 figures. That's the difference. See, I'm not trying to build speakers. I'm trying to build world-changing millionaires. That's what I'm doing. By the way, when I first started doing this for myself, when I first started going out and actually I think Michael remembers this because he's on right now, I was terrified. I wasn't kind of terrified. I was terrified. I mean, I remember talking to him and saying how scared I was. And I'm like, what if I can't? What if I let my family down? It was a real thing for me. And I kept going, what if I can't deliver transformative results? What if I'm not as good as I think I am? What if I can only do it for myself? And he saw me do it for myself. He saw me go from a $7,500 speaker to a $20,000 speaker. He saw me do all of this stuff. And he still knows how scary it was for me. What's up? There's a lot of my family, by the way, who are on here listening. So what's up, fam? And then it was during our conversations that I started tapping into a mindset that changed the game. What really happened was, as I started talking to my own coach and talking to people, I realized that I was tapping into a mindset of scarcity rather than abundance, a mindset of disbelief that I wasn't good enough or couldn't do it. And it really, really was putting the brakes on me moving forward. When I realized, this was the big realization for me. I first realized that every prospect, every person that I talked to did not deserve a place in my family. That was number one. When I recognized that not everybody deserved a seat at my table and not everyone deserved a place in my family, then I really only took on those clients that I knew that I could transform and that I wanted to transform. I stopped working with people I didn't want to work with. So I really did only start working with family. And when I bring people in, I'm always bringing them in with the thought of, are they good for my family? When I got to that abundance mindset, everything changed. I remember the first time that someone signed up for my Rock More Stages program in my Master's Academy, I completely freaked out. I was like, what do I think I'm doing? Do I really think I can help these people? I mean, am I good enough to do this? Do I really have these answers? I'm like, how am I going to get them from where they are to a headline conference in-demand speaker? Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm totally doing it. But how do I do that? How do I teach them how to close a minimum of $150,000 of business a year in their first year? And I kept freaking out about this. And the funny thing was, is their investment is less than 10% of that amount that they would make. But I was still freaking out, which is good, by the way. If you're sitting here going, whoo, Donna, girl, I understand. I worry about that too. Like, how can I charge all this money? What if I'm not good enough? I mean, can I really charge that? People aren't going to believe me. They're not going to buy. They're not going to do that. Are you crazy? They're not going to do that. How do I make that happen? Good. Yes. Freak the hell out just a little bit, because it means that you actually give a damn about the people you serve. And you take that responsibility so seriously, because I know that I do. You're not just delivering a solution. You are making a promise to transform people's lives. Whether you're showing them how to leverage influence to close more deals, or have the kind of emotional intelligence that helps them be a better leader, or give them the skills they need to be a powerful entrepreneur. When you're doing that on a consistent basis, then you can earn $5,000 or more per client and at least $10,000 on the stage. Absolutely. And when you're freaking out about it, damn right you can, because you are going to be constantly looking on how do you make sure that your clients get everything they need. I am always on my grind looking at how I can make things better for my clients. Every time they ask me a question, if I don't have the answer, I start going out to people. Michael is a sales expert. I can't tell you how many times I'm like, hey, I need your help understanding this because my client needs help with it. Like, I am always looking out for fam. It keeps you on your toes because you give a damn about them. And here's the thing. Your clients right now, they are bleeding money, they are bleeding time, and they are bleeding energy, avoiding, escaping, or trying to find the right speaker or expert when you're the solution, but you are too scared or too cheap or too lazy to invest in yourself so that they can find you. Seriously, do you know how crazy that makes me? Like, I have heard people for the past year, Donna, I'm going to get in it. I'm going to get in. I'm going to do it. We're in the third decade of the year. What in the hell are y'all waiting for? Seriously. How many times have you been out there looking for the right solution, but you couldn't find it because you didn't want to spend the money, or you were too lazy, or you were just wasting time? Here's the thing, and you might be mad at me and you can unfriend me and never listen again. If you don't want a half-ass business, you need to stop making a half-ass investment and doing things in a half-ass way. You need to stop going and getting the puzzle pieces from everybody in the world and figure out the one person, even if it's not me, figure out the one person that's going to sit down and show you how to put that damn puzzle together so you can start serving your clients better. Because the honest truth is that you're only going to get to where you want to be by doing the things that matter in the right way with somebody who's already been there, done it, and got the ugly t-shirt to talk about it. So here's the recap. Ready? Number one, get clear. Get your message and your mindset right. Scarcity mindsets create scarcity messages, and scarcity messages attract broke clients. That's it. Move into abundance. Start seeing the things that you do best and tie that in with your expertise. Put those two things together and create a message of clarity and abundance. Take off your superhero cape and put on your thinking cap. Since your real clients aren't broke or broken, what do you bring to the table for winners that annihilates their roadblocks and transforms their world? Your expertise, again, it's not just what you do best. It's what you do best for your clients that transforms them in such a way so that they can do better for others. Number two, so that's getting your message together. Then go premium. This is a big number two. Create a premium offer and a powerful offer that moves your clients from simply discovering what you do and watching your free shit to actually implementing it in their world so they can transform it. This doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be an online program. You want to help move them. You want to help move from just what you do to what your results are to what the transformation is that you deliver. Design a program for people who are committed to a transformation. They are committed to it. In other words, they come to you and they go, I am just tired of this crap and I'm ready to make an investment. If you get on the phone and they're not ready to do this, it's time for you to stop wasting your time, hang up, move along. They're not ready, so why are you wasting your time? I am not getting on the phone with people. I only work with winners. So I'm not getting on the phone with people with excuses. I have a creditor now, so people who say that they don't have the money, fine. I have a creditor. It's not going to be anything more than $400 a month. And here's the thing. This is going to sound really cold. It's going to sound really harsh. You're going to think I'm being really mean. If you can't afford $400 a month, you're probably not ready to build a business, and you damn sure ain't ready to give other people advice. I'm just saying. Finally, double down on delivery. Only have after you have gotten clear on your message and your premium offer that your ideal clients want, then you will be able to deliver to your client. But you have to know what that is. What is your message? What is your premium offer that your ideal clients want? And then how are you going to deliver that to a client? Create a tribe where momentum moves the tribe and delivers new tribe members whenever you're ready. I'm going to tell you right now, we only let 24 members get in our tribe per year. So where everybody's trying to go, I got 1 million people in my Facebook group. I don't. And I don't want 1 million members in my Facebook group. I don't. We have, I think, 53 members in our Facebook group, and they all work together. Like, you could go in there and you could talk about anything. But they are all high profit zone family members, so they're all like chasing their goal. But everybody's like, oh, I'm trying to get 1 million family members. Who gives a damn if you got 1 million people if all you do, you post something in your group and all you hear is crickets? Doesn't work. When you have these 3 elements in place, your premium offer, right? Because you got your clarity, first of all, your premium offer, and your exceptional delivery, because you got to have all 3 of those in place. When you have all those things in place, you're going to move forward much faster. Okay, before I go on, I got to tell you this. So people always ask me, okay, they're like, okay, Donna, so how do I get in your family, in your group, if at the end of the day, you only let 24 people in? Right? And you got to be introduced, or you got to know me. And you got to be ready. Right? It's not just like a cakewalk. Like, you just don't walk in. So here's the thing. First of all, the reason that we get such great results, that's the other question people ask, how do we get great results? Because it's not a DIY program, right? when you set up your own program, try not to make it one of those online things. It's just a DIY program. Quite honestly, most people do this entirely too early, and it's entirely too hard, and they make absolutely no money. One of the things that you want to do is you want to make a program like we have, which is really successful, where we get the people in the group, and it's a very small group of like 12 people that we're working with at a time, and they know each other. They are in a cohort, and they trust each other. Also, don't do one of those things where, well, you can only call me between 9 and 9:30 on Friday. All my family members have my text message. They can call me right now. They can text message me. They can send me an email. They can pick up the phone and call me. They can send smoke signals. They can have somebody head to my house. Like, you want to make sure that you're putting something in place where people feel like they're a human being and not a customer. And then, this is, when I work with people, it is a done with you program. So you meet with me. So if you don't like me, like right now, if you're like, ugh, I can't stand her, then why are you watching? Right? Because this isn't for you anyway. So you want to make sure that you're working with clients that you like them and they like you. And you meet with them personally and you coach them to meet very specific goals. And you have to be clear on what those goals are. This is how you design that program. And then you want to provide real support. And that support has to go from their mindset to their strategies, to their tactics, and you have to have an understanding of the transformative results that all those things lead to. This isn't just how-to tips. You want to deliver to your clients so much more. So I'm giving you all the stuff to create a program, a premium program that people buy. So I hope you're taking notes, because I am literally delivering you these like I'm telling you how to create a program. Like, I am telling you. So if you weren't listening or weren't paying attention, or you swiped and came back, you probably missed it. You should rewind. So this is what we have. I'll tell you what we have in our group. We have mindset strategy, and then we have unlimited ongoing copy coaching and copywriting support, because copy is a pain in the ass and you need a first and second and fifth set of eyes. We have live group calls. Like, when I tell you guys I'm not doing them here, because I'm doing them in my group. So we have live group calls, and they can go watch them anytime they want. We have really small groups of just 12 people max. And even then, they still have one-on-one time, so they can hop on my calendar and they can schedule a time anytime they want, as often as they want. It's not one of those things of, oh, I can only talk to you on Friday between 9 and 9:30. No, I got clients in Singapore and Taiwan and Singapore, Taiwan, and London. Like, I have clients all over the place. And you want to make sure that when people are asking you questions, even if you don't know those questions, the answers, you need to make sure that you can reach out not only to their peers, which gives you great peer support. We got badasses in our group. I am not going to lie. We got event planners. We have speaking agents. We have people who are experts in tech. We have people who are experts in video. We have people who are experts in photography and sales and writing speeches. Like, we have badasses in our group. So when people get stuck, they come to the group because they know they're going to get the answer there. And even if they got follow-on questions, they're going to get follow-on answers. So that way, when you're ready to implement something, you know you're doing it the right way. Like, we're always going back and checking on people's stuff. We have a tribe of people that went through the exact same thing that newbies are going through. And so they want to help them get through it faster. So we're really big on our peer support. So you got to pause. All right. I'm going to let you know, I put a link. So if you heard all this, you're like, okay, I got to get clarity. Which is you and your stuff. You got to get your message nailed. You got to create a premium program. You got to deliver like nobody's business. And you have to make sure you have a tribe that is total badass that supports them. You got to get through the mindset. And if you were listening, I gave you the details of how to set up a strong program. I just basically gave you some keys to the kingdom. If you're like, Donna, I'm really ready to get 2020 rocking. Like right now, I just gave everyone in my group, I'm not kidding you, everyone in my group, I just gave them an idea for them to make between $12,000 and $24,000 in January. And it's like the easiest tip ever to make between $12,000 and $24,000 in January. And people are like, holy shit, I can do that right now. That's the kind of stuff we're doing. That's the kind of people I'm working with. They're out there doing stuff now. Now. What are you doing? What are you doing? Really? Listen, if you're ready, you're ready. All you have to do is, I have a link that I put in there. It's a bit.ly link. If you want to get on a flash of inspiration call with me, and not because you want to get a call with me because you want to pick my brain for 8 hours, whatever. No. I'm just going to go ahead and put it out to you. My program for the year is $9,900. We have a creditor, so it's about $400 a month is what it ends up being. Most of my people pay it off within 6 months if they want to because they have the money. So my program is not $5. It's not cheap. It's $9,900 for the year. That's if you want in that. If you don't want in that, we have boot camps that are $2,500. We have a mastery program, which is $7,500. We have the things, but you got to make the move. I'm not sitting here being cheap. I'm telling you what it takes. It takes money to invest in a business. But if you're interested in discovering what it really takes to build a successful speaking business where you're kicking literally $250,000 a year, you know, I'm telling you, between $150,000 and $250,000 a year, that's what we're getting people to start. All you got to do is click that bit.ly link. And we only work with winners. So I don't want to hear your excuses. So if you want to come to the boot camp, we were going to do it in February. My speaking calendar got full. So we're actually moving it out to March. So if you want to get into the boot camp, we're going to move it to March. I said $2,500, but that could be wrong. I think it's $2,000. It's $2,000. And again, we have a creditor. So I don't even know. I think it might be $90 a month. So if that's something you're interested in, send me a message. We have a creditor. As long as you have a 600 credit score, you can get in. But do not bother to click that link. Don't even bother to call me if you got the excuses. I ain't got no time. I ain't got no energy. I don't know if I want to do the work. I don't have any money to invest in my success. Listen, lots of times we have to fight through life, and life fights back hard. I get it. We cannot fix your energy issues or your time issues. But if it's just a money issue, that's why we got a creditor. That's why we got it down to, again, it's like $400 a month based on your credit score. For most people, it's a little cheaper than that. And because our program is so badass, most people pay it off within about 6 months. And this part that we just added, this is so new. Because people recognize if they want to make $200,000, they got to make an investment. Your breakthrough is like this close. It's like right there. It is in your face. But it doesn't matter until you schedule a call. Just saying. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys. I hope you got a lot out of this video. I hope you were able to take notes. I hope you wrote down as many notes as possible. And I hope you go and crush it. Anyway, 2020 is coming. Get after it.